The Joint Initiative for Strategic Religious Action JISRA convened a two-day national stakeholders workshop in Nairobi aimed at promoting freedom of religion, belief, and strengthening interfaith peace-building efforts across the country.
Mainly what we have been discussing here are various ways of fostering interreligious tolerance. Therefore, this is a congregation of various religious organizations and groups which have come to discuss on how we can harmonize our religious identities towards fostering national cohesion, peace, and dialogue.
JISRA it's doing a great job in increasing the role of women and the youth in this space of interfaith, peace building, and conflict resolutions. We have seen that they are using very localized ways of dialogues. JISRA is using scholars, experts, and religious leaders in dissemination and advocacy.
Speaking to Horizon TV in Nairobi, Ali Ibrahim, the acting chairperson of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim Nairobi region, said the workshop brought together representatives from all 47 counties, including religious leaders, youth groups, the civil society actors, to discuss ways to unite the country.
Hii warsha sasa ni warsha ambaye ya kuunganisha Waislamu na Wakristo wasiende. Najua dini ni dini, lakini vile iko sasa tunaona mambo inatendeka huko Shakahola, ilikuwa imeendelea huko Shakahola, ni mambo mbaya, mambo ambaye sio mzuri kwa dini yote, hata akiwa Islamu akiwa Mkristo sio mzuri.
Kwa hakika warsha hii ndio kazi yake ama ndio lengo lake muhimu, ambapo hapa tutatoka na mtizamo tofauti wa kifikra na kimaadili kuhusu maendeleo yetu ya nchi na tabaka tofauti za kidini. Because hapa pia kuna interfaith dialogue.
A central focus for the workshop was the growing national dialogue on social political issues, with a particular emphasis on the involving Kenya's youth, especially Gen Z, who have become increasingly vocal about issues affecting their lives and future.
I would love to say that our youth are informed, they are already empowered with information, they know what is taking place in the country, and they're also feeling the pinch of being learned and unemployed. So when it comes to advocating for dialogues, let us have genuine dialogues with the people in authority who are able to come up with solutions. We are tired of having dialogue, the same dialogue with no actions, with no changes. Let us bring on board the private sector, the professionals, the religious leaders to come together and talk about the pertinent issues affecting our youth.
Umeona wakati tarehe 25 June vile maandamano ya vijana wanaita Gen Z inaendelea, na hata juzi Sabasaba imekuwa maafa mingi. Kwa hivyo sasa tunaeleza wale wa madini ama wale wazee ambao tumekutanisha hapa, masheikh ambao walikutoka kutoka sehemu mbalimbali, wasiwe na kitu kama hiyo tena.
Alice Wangare, the executive director of Blue Lotus Dialogue Forum, said the workshop highlighted the importance of meaningful and solution-driven dialogue, calling for an end to what was described as empty political rhetoric that has failed to produce tangible change.
Tukikaa pamoja tukazungumza, kuna huiano, tunaweza kuelewana lugha, kuliko kuwa kule nje kila mtu yuko peke yake na hakuna maelewano. So tumejikuta kwanza kama Interfaith tumeweza kukutana na watu wa dini mbalimbali, madhehebu mbalimbali, na tukatoa views zetu na kila mtu akaweza kusikika kulingana na dhehebu ama dini yake.
Key among the takeaways that we have learned within this 2-day conference is how to foster interreligious and intergenerational dialogues. We have talked about the various stages that we need to identify before calling for dialogue, the effectiveness of dialogue, and also policy and legislation analysis, especially the Prevention of Terrorism Act, which of course has been used vindictively to profile certain members of certain religious organizations, and that has now been cascaded down into the civilian population, seeing as currently, youth leaders are being profiled and charged in court with terrorism charges, which previously was used against youth who are subscribing to the Muslim religion.
Stakeholders are calling for structured and inclusive conversation that bridge generational divides and foster national cohesion.
We still think that dialogue is very important as a country, because someone said the moment you keep quiet is the moment everything will go haywire. And so we think that intergenerational dialogue is still important as a country, but let it be structured.
And therefore there is need for legislative and policy review, with it in mind that some of the policy and legislative proposals that are made may have a long-lasting effect, especially in our legal progress, as well as social cohesion and political cohesion in the community.
The workshop session included interfaith dialogue, case studies on peace building, and strategies to strengthen religious tolerance in the face of increasing political and social tension.
As you are aware, as a country, we've had quite a lot of dialogues previously, but there is it's been quite a slow progress in terms of recommendations from these dialogues that we've had previously. Talk of BBI, talk of the National Dialogue Committee, but then JISRA program had an emerging issue around intergenerational dialogue. Of course, with the context of Kenya, since last year when we had Gen Z demonstrations as a result of the finance bill.
JISRA emphasized the importance of building coalition across faiths, generation, and regions to address systematic challenges facing the country, from religious discrimination to youth unemployment and political exclusion.
As I speak now, being a resident of Kilifi County, I think Mackenzie yuko ndani, but his ideology still lives on, because tuna hizi issues zimetokezea Chakama again. So sometimes I think we have a very big role to play, both the actors from the security sector, the religious leaders, the community from within Kilifi County, both the national and the county government. We need to take action, and should it be issues of dialogue, might be, though the youth are now saying they have the so-called dialogue fatigue, because the dialogues have been so many over years, and the tangible changes have never been realized since then.
JISRA is a 5-year peace-building program that works across faiths, community lines, to address religious violence and discrimination, reconcile divided communities, and promote peace, inclusive and just societies.
It is giving us an insight, na inatuelimisha, inatu-empower, inatupatia ile nguvu ya kujua kwamba wakati tunaenda kufanya kazi zetu kwa mashinani na jamii, tuko na huo ufahamu ya kile tunafanya ni nini na kinaendelea namna gani. Kwa hivyo JISRA imetupatia hiyo nguvu, na kila wakati mambo mapya yanatokea. Kwa hivyo kuna mwamko mpya, that is emerging issues yenye yanatokea. Wanatuita, wanatuambia how to go about it.
I've learned that this program fosters religious collaboration, whereby various religious bodies have come together. We are sharing and discussing issues amicably, without differences, and without differences.
Reporting for the Muslim Insight, my name is Kasim Mustafa.